Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.022473 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.36%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out the key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Vechain from the all-time high has been seeing no prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.02 mark. And starting my analysis here on the daily chart, after making our low down there at around the $0.02 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managed to break above key areas of resistances, but at the key area of resistance at around the $0.03362 mark we got rejected, and we are seeing a massive pullback to the lower side. Jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart, after making our low down here, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I was terming as an Elliot wave structure, having this as the wave 1, then a wave 2, then a wave 3, then I expected a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1. But that movement to the upper side got invalidated the moment our wave 4 over here retraced into the high of that first wave, and having done so, I had to remove my Elliot wave structure from the charts and view this movement to the upper side as something else. And the only way we can view that as is just an ABC corrective movement that was correcting this impulsive movement to the lower side that gave us a low at around the $0.02 mark. And after making the high for that ABC corrective movement right here, whatever we expect on this other side is the formation of a 5-wave structure, and I believe that is what is playing out, having this as the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then a wave 5, making our low at around the $0.02121 mark. And after seeing the formation of this fractal wave that I have right here in red, that has completed a higher Elliot wave count 1. And starting with the long-term scenarios that can play out on this chart, having completed the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever I expect next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2. And because a wave 2 is a retracement of the first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 1 to the low of this wave 1 down here, and this gives me a minimum retracement area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 2 between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382 as a minimum. And I can mark that target area here on the chart like that, and that target area lies between the $0.029 mark and the $0.026 mark. So there's a possibility that Vechain might give us a bit of a pump to the upper side in a movement that will be forming a higher Elliot wave count 2, and that I would expect that movement to take us into this red target area that I have drawn out here on the charts. And once that happens, then after we have maximized the formation of that wave 2, we can expect the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3 to the lower side, and that would mean maybe the low for Vechain is not yet in, and we can also invalidate that movement in case we continue pushing high in the formation of that wave 2 and manage to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.029 mark, and also manage to break above the key area of resistance on the fib level, that is the fib level 0.78 fib level, and that lies at around the $0.031 mark. So in case we manage to break above those key areas of resistances and also that key area on the Fibonacci, then that will be invalidating my Elliot wave structure to the lower side in that movement in a wave 3. Also looking at this 4-hour chart, we have the formation of a chart pattern right here, which is a head and shoulders pattern, and if I draw it out, we can have this as the right shoulder of that head and shoulders pattern. Then we have seen the formation of the head right here, then the neckline, then we have seen the right shoulder, then after completing the formation of the right shoulder, we have been seeing much of a consolidation right here. We have not yet seen the breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern, nor have we seen an invalidation of this head and shoulders pattern. So it's still a valid chart pattern that we are yet to see a breakout out of, and this is a pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the head and the neckline. So using a trend line, we can get the height between the head and the neckline like that. then once we get the height, we can place it down here to give us a minimum target area to the lower side back to around the $0.01124 mark. So in case we see a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern, which is a pattern that will break to the lower side because it's an inverse head and shoulders pattern, then I would expect that movement to take us back to around the $0.01121 mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also giving a short-term scenario of what can play out here on the Vechain chart within this consolidation right here. After forming that right shoulder of that head and shoulders pattern, you can see we have been trading within a channel, and Vechain has continued to respect this channel, giving us more than 3 touch points, and at some point right here we saw a breakout out of the channel to the lower side. We even saw a retest of the lower side of the channel, but the retest is not yet a success because you can see we came back up here into the channel once more, so another breakout out of the channel once more, another retest, and right now we are still yet to see that breakout to the lower side. So there's a possibility that now that you have managed to break out of the channel and even seen a retest right here, after breaking out we saw the retest right here, and we have continued pushing lower. So there's a possibility that lower prices could be coming our way, and in case Vechain continues to unlock lower prices, there's a key area of support at around the $0.02 mark. That is the first key area of support that I would expect us to give us support, and in case that support zone holds, then I would expect Vechain to give us a very nice bounce to the upper side, and that might be the movement that might be giving us the formation of a wave 2, because after making the low down here, we just need to adjust our low for that fifth wave to the lower side, and then also sketch out a new target area in the formation of a wave 2. There is also a possibility that once we will see a breakout to the lower side, get to this key area of support, we might lose that key area of support and continue pushing lower. And in case that plays out, then my head and shoulders pattern will be playing out, because we'll be seeing a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern after seeing this consolidation right here, and our target area for that head and shoulders pattern still remains. And there's also a possibility that in case there's an increase in volume here on the Vechain chart and the whole crypto market is in a bull movement, then there's a possibility that Vechain might manage to get back into the channel once more, manage to break above that key area of resistance at around the $0.024 mark, also manage to break out of the channel to the upper side, have a successful retest of the upper side of the channel, and get into that red target area that I have drawn out here on the charts in the formation of a wave 2. And because that wave 2 is a corrective wave, I would also expect to see an ABC corrective movement maybe on the lower time frames. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI we are trading at around the 41 mark, and that means we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 2, and also a breakout out to the lower side in the out of that consolidation that we are seeing, and maybe in the formation of out of that head and shoulders pattern that I have drawn out, that movement will be supported before we get into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we printed a bearish cross right here, but you can see we have started to lose the selling volume, so maybe soon we might be able to print a bullish cross. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.